Xiaozhu, sincere apologies if I'm butchering that pronunciation, meaning Little Bamboo, is a Chinese company that creates bamboo air purification products and engages in environmental and, as we shall see, creative activism to fight pollution in China. Most recently, this activism took the form of projections onto plumes of smoke from factories in the middle of the night. This in and of itself is pretty badass, but then add to that the fact that what they were projecting were images of kids in various stages of pain and suffering, ultimately leading to suffocation. As a final message, clean the air, let the future breathe again, lit up the polluted night sky. A chilling display that by virtue of its very presence is actually also hopeful. These viral images show a citizenry unwilling to stand by as their kids choke on the greed of industry, a powerful combination of creative activism and conscientious consumerism. As Design Boom wrote in their coverage of the action, entering better products into the market is often only a small part of the larger equation. True change lies within education and protest. And in a country where more than 500,000 die every year from causes related in some way to extreme levels of airborne contaminants, there's really no time to cutely commodify this issue. You can, however, make it into a fashionable wedding photo. Yep. One couple in China decided to turn their special day into a special dystopian commentary. This story might be a year old, but I just couldn't help but include it because it so wonderfully illustrates the spontaneous style of creative activism that any one of us can engage in. I can only assume they hadn't originally planned these unfortunate accessories, but hey, you gotta make lemonade, or gas masks. So as pollution levels in Beijing reached record levels, some 10 times the internationally accepted safety limit, grounding planes, shutting down roads, and keeping people shuttered indoors with air purifiers, this couple posed for their wedding pictures, which then quickly went viral and caused international outcry and discussions regarding China's continuing pollution problems. And who says activists only wear cargo shorts and Tevas? Back in the US of A, and back to recent news, and back to sky-high activism. Last week, Brees Newsom climbed the flagpole over South Carolina's state capitol in order to remove the Confederate flag, a symbol of white supremacy that is absolutely no fucking place over a government building, or really any building not stuck in the 1860s. Even if our country wasn't reeling from the continued murder of blacks at the hands of crooked cops and vigilantes, this flag would be enough evidence to show that we're a far, far cry from land of the free. And for all who would like to point out that it's a battle flag, yes, I am aware. But it's a battle flag used by the Confederates as they fought for state rights, which means slavery. Even the flag's designer, William Thompson, hoped that the world would see this flag as the white man's flag. And furthermore, the flag didn't even make it back into politics post-Civil War until 1948, when the Dixiecrats, a group of southern states who seceded from the Democratic ticket, yes, that happened again, used it as a campaign logo of sorts. Then, as the civil rights movement continued to rise, so did the flag. As Southern historian David Goldfield explains in a National Geographic article, in the 1950s, as the civil rights movement built up steam, you began to see more and more public displays of the Confederate battle flag, to the point where the state of Georgia in 1956 redesigned their state flag to include the Confederate battle flag. And in 1962, the state of South Carolina put the Confederate battle flag atop the Capitol building in Columbia. In the year 2000, the state legislature of South Carolina took the flag down from the Capitol Dome and put it right smack on the state Capitol grounds. So it was even more visible after 2000 than before. It's remained a contentious issue for the past 15 years because if you're African American and you walk by that flag, it is a government endorsement of slavery and white supremacy. For African Americans, that's what the flag stood for, and that's what the flag stands for. And the history of the flag certainly undergirds that interpretation. So, we can file that argument under racist bullshit and move on. In her own words, Brees explained the thinking behind her involvement in the flag takedown. It's time for a new chapter where we are sincere about dismantling white supremacy and building toward true racial justice and equality. Brees' actions and those of her co-activists were not only courageous, they make a strong point about the ridiculousness, the sheer stupidity of back-and-forth bureaucratic bantering over certain common-sense issues, and also highlight the ability of we, the people, to make shit happen on our own. This is how easy it is to take down a flag, South Carolina. I imagine you have even easier ways of doing it without resorting to agile activists. Imagine If this is how easy it is to take down a flag, one wonders, how easy is it to, I don't know, not bomb people, or maybe tell Shell to go fuck themselves, or force Donald Trump to use his toupee to wash the floors of a single mom on food stamps? Shit that would make everyone's lives so much better and take little to no effort. The fact that it's 2015 and that flag still flies is unacceptable in the extreme. History is one thing, oppression is another. For those itching to use the history excuse, come back to me when you see the Nazi flag flying over the Bundestag. To quote Indiana Jones, that belongs in a museum. Huge props and respect to Bree Newsom for her action and to her group and co-activists for their work. Join the fight against Confederate flag flying over South Carolina's Capitol building by using the hashtag #KeepItDown. Also, check out Bree's site for more creative activism, as she also happens to be a writer, director, producer, singer-songwriter, and speaker, as well as an expert climber.